Nithyananda. I'm Dr. Murali. I studied in Cambridge. I'm originally from Tamil Nadu. The reason I just wanted to do this with the Bhasma on was just the opportunity arose, and also I was listening to Krishna Ayya from Coimbatore actually talking about the NASA and the effects and things like that. So I thought I will put it for these, rationally retarded, the irrationally logical people. I wanted to make a statement about how scientific actually this is and how unscientific the usage of science is. Say, for example, you take a hydrogen atom, the amount of space occupied by proton and electron. Aya, can you guess actually within an atom how much space is occupied with the protons and electrons inside it and the neutrons? Can you make a guess? Okay, just make a guess number because I want to make it a bit more interactive and interesting. Otherwise, people will just watch it like any other video. Okay, I'll go with the answer. Just like everybody is just like shy here. It's just actually 0.000000001%. So what is the rest of the atom? It's basically vacuum, empty space, which we think is a vacuum, empty space which has no characteristics, blah blah blah, all these kind of nonsense. But this is where the entire electron, protons, and neutrons, the nucleus is all actually effectively suspended. 99.99999% is just pure space, akasha. That's what it's called. It's called in Sanskrit, and Swamiji has given a whole satsang about it. So what science does is actually does a fraction of this 0.0000001% of matter is what it's researching on, and even that it's not entirely, it doesn't know 100% of it. So that's why they're still doing all these kind of like subatomic research, theoretical physics, experimental physics, all kinds of nonsense, while actually forgetting about the rest of the 99.99999% of the stuff. So if I'm a doctor and if I know only like about 1% or even like 10 or 20% of medicine, would you ever come to me as a patient? But here, scientists are being so dumb and stupid and arrogantly stupid that they are working only on a fraction of 0.0000001%, which is like 1 in 100 million or something, or 1 in a billion. And of which a fraction of which they understand. And they think science is something so special. It's absolutely nonsense. So if space is everything, if the material is suspended in everything, science still doesn't know where this matter come from. So matter ought to come from Akasha, the space. So you have no other logical possibility, even by their own rationality, even by their own logical understanding, it's ridiculous. But no textbook, no school textbook actually gives this proportion of how much actually is space within an atom and there is, this atomic, subatomic particles. They don't do it. I think it's actually deliberate. It's a conspiracy because they want to hide it, because if they put this fact down, which is easy to Google and find out, people will come up with and ask, it's all almost empty space. So then why are we not trying to understand space? In fact, space, after this ether theory has been dismissed, they've dismissed space as being an inert something vacuum which has no property, nothing, all this kind of nonsense. That is not scientific. Nobody has a right to reject data points. This is a data point. This is a data point that space exists. Almost 99.9999% is just space. So it must have some characteristics. Simply because you don't know it, you cannot just go around dismissing it. Okay, here there'll be some like strictlers who would come and say, oh, this guy is talking nonsense, he's only talking about hydrogen atom. But other atoms are also roughly the same. As the atoms, the number of protons and electrons and neutrons increase, the size increases. So relatively it is the same thing. Even uranium will be more or less the same. So the thing is, people are dumb, drunk with idiotic, irrational, illogical things which they think is rationality, is science, is logic, and all sorts of nonsense. This is pure propaganda and this is not science. So yeah, so this is the basis for what Hinduism is and what Swamiji is teaching, and what probably the Ayya was describing as his experience, and what he was calling and inviting other people to come and experience here. So and this Bhasma, where people will laugh at it from actually me looking like a Naga Sadhu, an Agori Sadhu, being a doctor from Cambridge and all this kind of stuff. But it's been scientifically demonstrated now that Bhasma has nanoparticles which has medicinal properties. So okay, people have done, the archaeological evidence for Bhasma being produced like 5,000 years ago or something like that in India, at least 5,000 years ago, in South India especially. So people should give up their bloody, idiotic, ignorant nonsense, especially people who have never studied sciences even in the high school and doing nonsense humanities, social superficial non-sciences and think that they are some kind of rational idiots should shut up and close their mouth and ask and get lost. Thank you. Nithyananda.